I'm Rafie, and I have two short pieces for you. There's nothing about masks in there. I just took a phrase or a word and I changed what it meant through poetry. I put a mask on the word, and that's my cop-out for the night. So the first piece is called Bottled Up. I wish I could store my feelings in bottles. No, I don't mean bottling up feelings as in keeping them all inside. I mean removing them from yourself and storing them for the time being. I'd like to have a bottle for sadness and for happiness. Sadness. The one for sadness would be a delaying tactic in my case. When time does not allow me the luxury of grieving, I shall take my sadness and store it. The deafening silence that ensues after having said the wrong thing. Instances where you've been forgotten by the very people you hold dear. Perhaps even the pain of losing someone you truly loved. When a gloomy day proves overwhelming, when all seems too bleak and all I want is to disappear, I'd set my sadness aside to be dealt with at a later date. I said, in my case, because to others it would be a kindness. Perhaps I'd find someone having a severely bad day. I'd tap them on the shoulder and hand them my little bottle of sadness. The grief thief, I'd call it. Because anyone who wept into the bottle would find that their sadness was gone, as if it was never there in the first place. Of course, there will come a time when my little bottle of sadness will be filled to the brim and I can no longer delay its consumption. When it comes to this point, I glug the whole thing down, tasting the sourness, a mixture of my personal grievances and the ones I stole from others. I feel it all, the hurt, the disappointment, the bitterness. It is not a pleasant feeling. But that's where the bottle of happiness comes in. Happiness. The one for happiness would be a bank. I'd take excess happiness and store them for future use. The extra ha in a string of laughter. The last piece of food left specifically for me. Perhaps even the feeling of a friend's arms around me. I'd save these extras for a gloomy day, some much needed comfort after feeling such an overwhelming amount of sadness. The wonderful thing about this contraption was that it provided me with a means to give my happiness to someone else. Someone who needed it desperately more than I did. Perhaps I'd find someone having a severely bad day. I'd tap them on the shoulder, hand them my little bottle of happiness. The swig and smile, I'd call it. Because anyone who took a swig of the stuff would most definitely end up with a smile. When the effects of the sadness have died down, I'd pop open my little bottle of happiness and take a swig. I'd smile. So the other piece is, it's called necrophilia. It's not what you think. I promise. Okay. On days when you feel like there's a hole where your heart used to be, turn to necrophilia. You see, I've redefined that term and it is no longer an unhealthy fascination with the deceased. Necrophilia is the ability to love yourself despite the emptiness, the deadness that you feel inside. There are a few things more difficult than loving something whose light has gone out, albeit temporarily. It is seeing beauty in yourself amidst a seemingly ubiquitous chaos. It is loving yourself despite feeling as if you're standing on your own grave. Perhaps it's as simple as mustering a smile when you look in the mirror and dislike what you see. Embrace the deadness that stings your soul, for it is a sign that you still live, and that there is a chance that you may feel alive again, even for a moment. Until then, turn to necrophilia. Thank you.